Hold up. Look at this ugly ass hat they gave me. Ugly ass hat, boy. I'm over that shit. Look at this ugly ass hat, boy. This goddamn Native American
ugly ass
Clippers
hat.
collab. This shit ugly as hell, boy. I'm over that shit too.
Not the Native American joint.
Not the collab. That weak ass logo, boy. Look at that shit.
Yeah. What else, bro? What else, I can't do it, bro. You feel me?
The hat not bad.
It's just gotten to a point where it's like, matter of fact, bro, let me show you what the Clippers sent my pops for being a season ticket holder.
Yeah, season tickets.
Season tickets, bro. Sounds like youngin'. Look at this weak ass.
Let me show y'all this weak ass.
That's what we deserve.
Look at this shit, bro.
Non-name, nigga.
Look at this.
Clipper last.
Who's busting that? Who's
busting that?
Tell me that somebody is putting this jersey on willingly. Who else do I really want to talk about? My goodness. Let's get back to Kawhi, bro.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Distraught.
I don't know, man. Like,
distraught,
this nigga
bro.
was just a little too concerned about his braids or some shit. You feel me? Straight up, bro. This nigga is just ashy, bro. He out on, and his game is ashy, bro. Everything about this nigga Kawhi game is stiff. You know,
dry as hell.
Stiff as hell, bro.
Yeah.
He going out there with them chapped ass lips and them goddamn tight ass braids, nigga. Get some buckets. 14 points.
Get some buckets, nigga.
That's what you telling me.
Buckets.
14 points, bro. 14 points.
Yeah.
12 at half.
Yeah.
Damn,
man.
We back again with another Micah and Friends podcast, man. And y'all seen it, man. The man itself, man. The Clippers on more Nate. You know what I'm saying? At more Nate.
Ain't no more of that for me, bro. I've renounced my fandom. Nah, they cooked.
Man, bro, just let me go ahead and get the bills out the way, man. This podcast is being presented to you all by National Sports Chat, and it's being powered and sponsored by TOV Sports. So make sure you go over there, check them out. This whole production is being brought to you by them. Man, y'all see how we started the show, man. I'm going to just let Nate rock it out at first, man. Let me get your Clippers versus Nuggets Game 7 reaction and what's next for the Clippers, bro.
Man, what's next for the Clippers, bro? They need to be shipped out of Los Angeles as fast as possible. You feel me? Next day air. The Clippers need to get the fuck out the city, bro.
Next day.
Man, it's just disappointing, bro. After y'all saw the video, my rant, go ahead and check that out for everybody listening. I might drop that on my gram.
Get some buckets, nigga.
You feel me? But, bro, I look back at Game 7, as much as I want to get mad at Doc Rivers, I would look back at the game. We had a very solid game plan coming out. Up 12, in the second quarter, they allowed them to come back, make a little run. Like, I knew they weren't going to go away. A 12-point lead is nothing in the modern NBA, but they're a resilient team. They come back in the second half, man. Not to say Doc didn't make any adjustments, but he didn't. But at the same time, our guys was out there just missing shot after shot after shot. Yeah. So I can blame Doc Rivers for his lack of adjustments over the past 3 games and not having the locker room together. But end of the day, man, our guys just were not ready to play, dude. They were not ready for the second half leap. And it really seemed like they didn't even want to meet the Lakers in that conference finals, bro. Mm-hmm. They literally went out and laid an egg, bro. Like, it's easier to live. It's a good game between two good teams. Goes down to the last few shots, maybe last minute or so. But the Clippers got fucking dubbed.
Yeah.
Dubbed. Leading scorer, Montrezl Harrell.
Nigga said Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell and JaMychal Green in a Game 7 to go to our first Western Conference Finals in 50 years combined for more points than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Yeah.
More points than Kawhi and Paul George, bro.
Yeah.
As y'all saw on my rant, I was pissed off at Kawhi, bro. You go out there, you have 12 at halftime, you come back, score 2 after the half. Yeah. Like, is that really how you think you're going to win? Like, exactly. Yeah. Get out the playoffs and get out the city. You feel me? Like, it's embarrassing. And you got Paul George missing shots off the side of the glass, dude. You know, you got Jokic, dog, and then which I said from jump, I will say that Jokic was going to give us issues. You know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was oblivious to that fact. But come on, man. You know, 24 points, bro, combined from your two superstars. Like that playoff P bullshit is, man, that's the worst tribute to Kobe there ever has been, bro. 24 to get to the Western Conference.
Kobe and Jay Cott, man. We see
Facts.
you back up.
You trying to salute Kobe with some weak ass shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Clippers right now. They talk about chemistry issues after. They're talking about guys is tired. Like, to me, those are statements that come from losers. You know, because at the end of the day, bro, like, even if you do lose a game 7, you know, you're gonna go out there and say the best team won, and apparently that best team was the Nuggets. We going out here talking about dudes couldn't play a minute more spurts than 3 minutes. Dudes arguing on the bench. Like, what the fuck is this? A soap opera?
Yeah.
Like, what is this, bro? This is basketball. Like, are y'all even talking about basketball in y'all hotel rooms? Like, are y'all even discussing the game plan? Like, were they even discussing Jokic and Jamal Murray and how to stop them? Because it don't look like it to me, bro. And, you know, I really do think that this was probably the biggest collapse in NBA history. Like, you know, you got the 3-1 Warriors, but they lost in the finals to LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that's acceptable to blow a 3-1 lead, but if it was going to happen, it's going to happen to somebody that's in the likes of the greats, right? You know, you go back, you look at KD and Russell when they blew that 3-1 lead. That one was pretty bad too, but they blew it to the best regular season team of all time, team that has 3 championships in 5 years. You know, okay, cool. LeBron in 2011, they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, but that was also a championship. You know, championship on the line. Dirk Nowitzki, Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the greatest. These dudes went out there and lost.
Hall of Famers on Denver,
bro. They went out there and lost to some 25 and 26-year-olds, not even in their prime yet, bro. We got Kawhi Leonard, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, getting cooked, cooked, bro. By
arguably one of the best two-way players in the league.
That's what I thought, but after that performance, you know, what is 2 ways? Because shit, I didn't see one way with the offense, and I definitely didn't see the other way with the defense. Yeah. So you know, bro. So you know, I was really disappointed.
Words, man.
I really am at loss for words, but you know, I'm a man of my word. You know, I've renounced my team, so I got a little prop for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I got the Lake Show going for that 2020 finals. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm riding with the Lake Show all the way. I'm going with the LA teams, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, I ain't wasting no time, bro. It's LA all the way.
Nah, you know, if I'm a root for anybody, he upped that on the live. That nigga ain't.
I'm a root for facts, bro. I'm a root for anybody. I'm a root for the LA kids. So you know, LeBron always been my favorite player. So this just made my transition so much easier because I can't support losers, bro. And the Clippers, they just show me.
Now, are you like what you talking about transit? Like what is it?
Shit, bro. I mean, I've been a LeBron fan, so I'm gonna just keep saying I'm a root for the team LeBron on. So as long as LeBron on the Lakers, they got my fandom. You feel me? And possibly even after that, because the Clippers is some garbage. I know I'll never root for another city. So I'm going to always root for the LA teams, you feel me? Whether it's Lakers or Clippers, like whoever get there, I'm going to be at that parade.
The Clippers is just like, all right, whoever come along. If they come along, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, the Clippers like that ex-shorty of yours, you feel me, who you know not good for you, but you might dip back in here and there, you know. But you know Shorty not good for you. She give you a rush here and there, but she not really good for you, you know. That's what the Clippers are, bro. They that little annoying ass ex-female for me now, bro. So I'm done with them. You feel me? I done blocked their number. They call my dad about season tickets and ever again, bro. I'm hanging up straight in their face, bro. Straight up. So
man, let's get the cop, man. Let me get your thoughts on just the game 7 and what's next for the Clippers, man. Can they turn this thing around next year?
Man, oh man. I want to first start off by saying I was wrong. Man. I picked the Clippers to win it all this year. Coming out of the West, and I was wrong, man. Personally, Kawhi Leonard, we saw what happened in Game 7, man.
Folding.
I think the thing that says the most, and Nick, you made a great point. See, I'm not the type of dude to personally, I don't put the blame directly on coaches, because at the end of the day, the players on the court got to make the plays. You know what I mean? The thing is that stood out to me the most is in Game 6 and Game 7, the Clippers had a sizable lead going into the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And the second half is real. It's money time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when the big players supposed to come out and perform. And both games, we saw that the big players on the court was Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was shocking. I will say it was shocking, but I will also say that I said coming into the series that Denver was no hope. They have talent on that team. I feel like they've been underestimated from the get go. And I feel like with that chip on their shoulder,
Oh no! Oh no!
hey, yo, that's who he played like.
Hey, the
Boy.
cameraman said
That's
that's
who
Cott's
he played like the
cousin.
whole
Dave,
Boy,
Dave
that's the Palmdale lineup, boy.
Oh,
That's the
my
Palmdale
Lord.
IE lineup. This is a loser.
Man, but yeah, man, I feel like it was really sad, bro. To think like Kawhi Leonard, I feel like one thing strategically, y'all didn't get to the basket nearly as much as you should have. Settling for outside shot. You know what I mean? The Denver doesn't even have any major shot blockers. So I was
They don't have
wondering-
one.
Not one. I mean, Jeremy Grant, he's an athlete, but Jokic isn't known for his defense. So I was wondering the whole time, when are y'all going to start attacking the basket and you know what I'm saying, making the ref make a call. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Also, yo, what's up with PG deferring to Jermichael Green? Like, when did Jermichael Green become the number one option? 'Cause
This-
When he scored more points than Paul George.
What's up with PG
Yo.
deferring to Jermichael Green. That's what's gonna happen.
Yo,
Any
Yo.
nigga who take pictures like this, they defer.
He gets cut. He gets cut, bro. Like, he did that shit in the box with some broke Clippers. But man, yo, I will say it was shocking. I had more faith in Kawhi Leonard, but also if you look at Kawhi Leonard's past championships, I feel like he always, not going to say he's not a great player, he's not a superstar, but when they start comparing him to the LeBron James and the Kevin Durant's, I never thought he was on that caliber of player. Only because his two previous championships, like, I mean, they started making comparison like, yeah, can Kawhi pass up LeBron for an all-time rankings if he gets 3 Finals MVPs on his?
Hell no.
I mean, I've heard that conversation, bro.
Mhm.
And
Me too.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel victim to it a little bit because
I did too personally. I'm not even gonna lie, I did too.
Yeah.
But if you look at the circumstances that he was in with Toronto, KD and Clay go down. Spurs, he was with a dynasty, all-time great coach, and he was damn near the third option on that team. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
That's what I've been
shocking. But I will say that I don't think that, I feel like people are overreacting slightly a little bit for the future of the Clippers. I feel like it's still their first team. It's still their first year with the unit. You know what I mean? So I don't think, if you're the Clippers franchise, yes, it looks bad, but it's not overreact time. Like, we need to clean slate. Like, no, they still are a contender with their current roster. And I think that if, like PG said, I really don't know what else they need besides dudes to perform better. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like, if you want to strategically put together a team, like, I feel like they have grit on both sides of the ball. So I think, man, it's definitely disappointing. I didn't see it going like this. I don't think anybody called it going like this, but I think most importantly, we just got to start giving more credit and recognition to Denver. And I think the Lakers ain't gonna have a cakewalk to the finals either.
Let me say one thing before you hop in, Micah. Because I want to say, Cott made a great point talking about Kawhi, and I feel like that's kind of what I've been saying about Kawhi this whole time.
They are too close for comfort. My bad.
Oh, facts. That nigga's hairline look like a parentheses.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this, bro. Like, Kawhi, for as good as he is, like, at the end of the day, when you're at that championship level, your best player, they can lead by example, but they also have to be a vocal leader. And I feel like that's extremely important to a championship run. Because you need somebody that's going to, like, LeBron, you got your Stephs, you got your KDs, you got your Mikes. We've talked about how those guys are not afraid to try to talk to their they team. You feel me? Get them involved, get them going. Like Kawhi, they were talking about him, and like when he scores, he doesn't provide any energy to the rest of the team. As opposed to, when Jamal Murray gets hot, you feel me? The Nuggets start rolling a little bit. Like when Steph used to get hot, the Warriors start rolling a bit. Same with Dame. You feel me? Like the best players, when your best player is on, the rest of your team usually follows up with that same energy. But like the way that Kawhi Leonard plays, the way that he leads, it doesn't necessarily translate to the rest of the team. And like Kot said, like you got to look at his past circumstances. Like that's why I've always been hesitant to even say with another Finals MVP, he'll be better than your Brons, your KDs, because when you look at the first one, he clearly was not the leader of that team, especially not the locker room guy. He played great defense on LeBron. He averaged like a 17 and 11 that series. As a young man,
that's why
impressive.
He got the MVP though.
You feel exactly.
Like
that's impressive.
Exactly what you know what I'm saying. That's exactly why he got the MVP. And I feel like what I'm saying. Granted, what he did last year, I always had like an asterisk by it, but I always respected it for what it was, though, because he still went out and won. You feel me? And like Kai said, I kind of fell victim of it too. Like, damn, what if he do come over here and if he win this year and he get an MVP this year?
He just he's hot, man. I mean, that's that's like a little case, not slight case of recency bias, just because it's like, damn, he has such a great postseason run, and like I can't put an asterisk next to it just because Golden State was injured, because then I could do the same thing for Golden State when, Kevin Love and Kyrie went down, So a chip is a chip. I respected that run. But at the end of the day, I think him and Paul George really just kind of showed us who they were. And I've been saying from jump, bro, ever since that 6-piece against Joe Ingles, Paul George is not to be trusted in the playoffs until he proves me otherwise. And he literally, to this point, has not proved me otherwise, whether that's the Trailblazers series last year, whether that's the series this year with Dallas when he went missing. Literally people put out an APB for Paul George. You feel me? And he's in a bubble. We supposed to know where he at, but ain't nobody know where he was at, bro, because he's not a parent. Like, he's not a presence, And I also think that the Clippers kind of fell victim of like a culture shift, right? So because you have your 9-to-5, strap your boots up type players. You got your Montrezes, your Patricks, you got your Lou Wills, like players that kind of got it out the mud to be where they were, playing every game, you feel me, playing hard. And then you bring in Kawhi and Paul George, these dudes missing games, you feel me, they taking practices off. And not to say that ever festered in the locker room verbally, but in the back of your mind, it's kind of like, all right, last year, bro, we got to where we were. We got 2 games against the Warriors with Kevin Durant without these dudes. You feel me? Just playing hard, playing on the backs of each other, leaning on each other to play hard. You feel me? Trusting Doc Rivers. And this year, I didn't see that cohesiveness throughout the team, just because I feel like it was kind of a little prima donna-ish. Like, you bring Kawhi, you bring in Paul, but all of a sudden, dudes taking off games. Like, I understand the load management, but, you got to get a rhythm. And I don't think we ever had that rhythm, but there's no excuses.
I also think, too, like, even what you said, like, with guys like that didn't got it out the mud, like, those guys came prima donna within themselves, too. I don't know if you was, like, saying them, too, but, like, the Pat Bivs and, the heroes and those guys, like, they kind of played a card to where, hey, we got them now, so we good now.
They talking too much.
So you can't beat us now. Just on like, nigga, y'all was them niggas before them niggas arrived. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And even with the addition of them niggas, say that KD was still in at the Warriors, they would have fucked around, got swept by them boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't coming out there like that and thinking it's gravy. But just for the series as a whole, bro, I was very disappointed, but the writing was all over the wall. I think people just was kind of like just negating what the possibilities that could happen just because all the talent that's there. You know what I'm saying? So, but with them not playing together, them, like you said, missing games, missing practices, letting Dallas take them to 6, letting Denver just even with game, you know what I'm saying, with the early games, 5, 6, like the writing was on the wall. You know what I'm saying? So. I like you said, I don't blame everything on Doc, but Doc got to take his share of this. You feel me? Like,
for sure,
nigga. If you call a timeout and you make adjustments in the timeout, and they come out only adjust for 2 plays, nigga, call another time. Hey, get your ass out the game, bro. Like, real talk. If you ain't about to do what I just told you, get your ass out the game, bro.
Nice. You got to be ready to spit fire. You got to be ready to put fire under them. And I didn't see that from Doc Rivers either. Like, even when we was down 15, bro, we called a timeout. It was 8 minutes left. You down 15. I've seen crazier shit happen in the NBA. Down Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, like Kai said earlier, not enough attacking the basket. Jokic had 4 fouls in the third quarter. Why are you not going at him? Michael Porter's on the floor. Why aren't you going at them? So those are just things like I just looked at their game plan. Like they just went out and played ISO. And while I do give Denver a lot of credit, I'm not going to sit here and act like Denver's not a good team because I do think they're a good team. But the fact that they were down 3-1, it means the Clippers really should have put them away. And I think a good team like the Lakers, if the Nuggets come out and go down 3-1, I'll say it right now. I can guarantee they're not coming back. Like the percentage likelihood for you to come back for 2-3-1s already in the playoffs is really low. Like I would have never put my money on that. It happened, but history is made often. It happens. Yeah. But I don't see that happening 3 times in a row. They're going to have to make some real adjustments in the earlier games because AD, he not going outside like Zubac. I'll say that.
I don't know. I can't speak for none of these niggas no more.
Jokic is
all these niggas hold for me.
Jokic is a mismatch.
Niggas hold up on the court, bro.
Yeah, I know. Jokic, he did, but Jokic, bro, you feel me? Rudy Gobert, at the end of the day, he's most comfortable around the basket. You feel me? AD is the one big right now in the Western Conference that is comfortable around the 3-point line, which is where Jokic operates. So I'm definitely not saying AD is going to stop Jokic, but he's the most well equipped to because he can obviously run with him, he can hang with him, and their switchability. Like you can switch AD and LeBron on Jokic, and Jokic, that's still a mismatch for Jokic, but LeBron's a lot stronger. Like when he's playing defense, I don't see him just taking 6 dribbles, getting to the lane. Same for somebody like Marquise. They got strategy.
Into this next topic because you already didn't bring it up. Let me just get the Nuggets and the Lakers series prediction. Man, you could keep going, Nate. Just one.
Sure. I got the Lakers closing this one out max in 6, like I had the Clippers. I still think to this day the Clippers should have closed it out. I think it was more a colossal fold on our end than it was. Not to say the Nuggets didn't play great down the stretch, but, you got Kawhi he never touched his average the last 3 games of the series. And, he was just missing a lot of wide open shots. I'm talking about turnarounds at the basket, pull up mid ranges. And the way that I see the Lakers playing right now, I think they're very well equipped to play Denver because having to play the Houston, they've had to switch a lot. They've had to run for closeouts. They've had to really get in shape, get those defensive adjustments in place. And the Nuggets move the ball a lot. They got basically a really good point guard in Jokic. He's the captain of that ship. And then you got somebody
they got a good point guard in Jokic.
He is, though.
He is their point guard.
I look at Jokic as a point guard. He just got a center's physique. But if you look past his size, he's legit a point guard.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray, I look at him really as a shooting guard. Like when he's at his best, he's spraying. You feel me? He's getting buckets. They got good athletes in Jeremy Grant, but Gary Harris, Michael Porter, but I just look at the Lakers right now as a team where everybody has bought in. Like they may not have more talent than Denver, 1 through 8, 1 through 9, but a dude like Caruso, he's playing his role amazingly right now, playing defense, just play defense amazing on somebody like Jay Harden. I don't see the Nuggets with anybody like Jay Harden, Jamal getting off, but he's kind of well prepared. Rondo's playing well. Kuz is playing the best defense I've ever seen him play. So if they stay inspired like that, I see them taking it at 6.
See, and I ain't gonna lie, that's where I feel like guys like Caruso and them definitely about to get exposed. Cause Denver, you gotta understand what they feeling right now. Even though I know they probably dead tired because they just played 14 games, but them niggas feeling like they one of them ones, which they are. And I know,
but the Lakers got that same feeling too, though.
Man,
that's what people not saying.
But them niggas ain't about to have no scrubs to them. And I feel like Michael Porter Jr. gonna play a bigger role in this one. Cause shit, you gonna have Kuzma, that's a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like that's easy countdown on that nigga. Then you got Monte Morris off the bench. He's a real guard. You know what I'm saying? He's a real.
But you got Rondo off the bench now too.
That's
cool. The Lakers lineup is hooping.
I like Denver defending them better than you know what I'm saying.
But Denver hasn't been like a great defensive team, and like I was saying in that last series, they still weren't really a great defensive team. If you watch last night's game, we got a lot of open looks, a lot of wide open threes that dudes are just not hitting. And I feel like that was a familiar story the past 2-3 games with the Clippers. Like, the Nuggets didn't necessarily take us out our game. I think that dudes just collared up. You feel me? But the Lakers, on the other hand, like Rondo, bro, if he's playing, you got to think, like you saying Michael Porter, Monte Morris, they just got off a series where they had to defend 2 MVPs. You know, I'm not saying Russ is his MVP self, but they had to defend 2 MVPs in a guard-heavy offense. You feel me? They're used to flying around right now and covering guys and playing physical, I think, because they had to play physical against the Rockets. I think where they'll struggle is, like you said, youth. You feel me? Like youthful exuberance, like, you know, going out there, running the floor and stuff. From what I've seen from the Lakers so far, they playing like elite basketball right now. So
I ain't gonna lie, I got it going. Like you said, 6 games to the Lakers, but definitely, you know what I'm saying. I
it
want
won't
this
be an easy
to be known.
6.
I want this to be known. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying, guys slept on them boys, but definitely don't sleep on them boys, because if it get tight, I feel like them boys gonna show up, because right now they fearless, bro. They done knocked off who they thought, you know what I'm saying? I feel like even in themselves, when they was down 3-1, they probably thought, man, these niggas about to go win the chip. Go ahead, come out here this game. You know what I'm saying? We whopped the bam. And nah, niggas ain't standing for that. And Mike Malone is showing his pedigree for real. That nigga, damn nigga showed that he was a better coach than Doc. You feel me? Like corralling that young group of young niggas and making them niggas look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
The Lakers got that chip too, because you got to think, bro. Even though they had the #1 seed, what did you hear all year, bro? The Clippers is gonna beat the Lakers, or you even heard Portland going in. Oh, Portland, bro, they might win this series if they get 1 game. Oh, Houston, they're gonna take them 7. You feel me? Every time the Lakers have done well this season, people have still said like that they're not ready for this chip.
Yeah, let me get caught in here. Let me get caught.
Yeah, go ahead, caught in.
Man, so I'm gonna be the oddball of the bunch. I'm taking Denver in 7.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna put this out in the air. I feel like the Lakers are expected to win, and if the expected happens, that's, you know what I'm saying.
We won't fault you for that, bro.
But I'm taking Denver in 7. Reason being is because they just faced the supposedly #1 defense in the league. You know what I mean, with that current roster and with the Clippers. And the fact that like you made a great point. I feel like they're hot right now. Like, I love the energy between their 2 best players and between Jokic and Jamal Murray. They like, so when the reporters ask them like, how y'all going to match up with the Lakers? They're like, man, the Lakers got to worry about us too. You know. Yeah. So, and I love that energy, like fearless. I just think Denver is hot right now, man. I feel like they match up well with the Lakers too. I feel like Jokic, even though AD is equipped to defend him, I thought the same thing with Rudy Gobert. Nate, you made a great point by saying that AD can actually step out and guard Jokic on the 3-point line. That's true, but I feel like Jokic has proven that regardless who checks him, he's going to eat. You know what I mean? So I like that matchup with Jokic. I feel like, and Jamal Murray, I feel like we got to start really giving this man his flowers, because he's proven himself. 40 points in a game 7, 250 back-to-back 50 balls in series in the first series versus Utah, 3-1 lead comebacks. Man, they're rolling right now. I feel like with the environment right now in the bubble, you know, playing as a hooper, you get accustomed to a court, especially in an environment like the bubble. And I feel like it's the fact, how can I put this? Everything is lined up in their favor because of the circumstances. Now, if it was normal, I would say it would be, you know what I'm saying, less likely to happen. But right now, I like Denver. I feel like they got bodies they can throw on LeBron, and I feel like really it's going to come down to those other guys. And Denver is deeper.
See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. But you talking about for Denver. I'm talking about for KCP and Danny Green, when niggas be wanting to, niggas go, hey, man, why we ain't been let these niggas go? These niggas should have been going.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Because I hear what you guys are saying about momentum, right? So the Nuggets also have momentum coming into this Clippers series. They still got down 3-1. You feel me? Like, let's not forget that they did allow themselves. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, bro, because they came back against us and the Jazz, but just looking at realistically what I will think happened, they came in hot against the Clippers. The Clippers should have taken them out. All this being said that they are playing well, the Clippers should have finished the job. You feel me? No ifs, ands, or buts. Game 5, they should have finished it out. Game 6, they got I think they ended up getting blown out game 6 and 7, but game 5 they should have finished out. But I look at Jamal Murray as a similar effect to what the Lakers were able to do with Damian Lillard and James Harden and Russ. Like those are also very elite guards. You feel me? And the Lakers were able to take the ball out of their hands. Like I'm not gonna say they should double team Jamal because that's kind of how you force the ball to Jokic. However, but they've been used to doing that and flying around against a lineup that's much faster than the Nuggets. You feel me? Like they literally just did that same strategy against a team that employs 5 guards. You feel me? So they know how to play small right now with AD, Morris, LeBron, Caruso, Rondo, Danny, whoever they want to put in that lineup. But it's not really small. Also, all those dudes pretty much over 6'5", 6'6". And then, you still got JaVale. You still got Dwight off the bench who, like, if you go back and watch their games versus the Nuggets this season, they gave Jokic some, they're physical. They gave Jokic some problems. And we talked about how they're going to defend Jokic. How are they going to defend AD? Because if Jokic gets in foul trouble, bro, you feel me? Which he's going to have to – if I'm Frank Vogel, I'm forcing that matchup. So I may take JaVale out the game earlier on to get that one-on-one matchup between AD and Jokic. And if AD's playing that same AD dog Nurkic, and Nurkic is a much better defender than Jokic.
Is Vogel the type of coach to force the matchup? Because all last series I was saying AD. It looked like,
but he did it though. He averaged what, like 28 and 12 that last series in a 5-piece gentleman sweep.
Yeah, he performed last week.
You feel me? Like he was dogging, and I look at him like Jokic. He's so crafty, yes, but AD is very crafty himself too. Like on both ends of the floor. So like I feel like that matchup is going to be a very fun matchup. But I'm not counting Denver out. I will say they definitely have a chance. I mean, you in the Western Conference Finals, you definitely got a chance for sure. However, I just looked at the way the Lakers playing. They was playing very inspired basketball. And if their defense is flying around the way that it has been the past few rounds, like I feel like it's going to present some real trouble for the Nuggets.
One thing I can say before we go on to this next topic, you feel me? I like guys who ain't supposed to be there. You feel me? I love niggas who ain't supposed to, because niggas when they know they ain't supposed to be there, like I can't say that about Jimmy, because Jimmy and them feel like they supposed to be there. But when niggas kind of like when the Warriors were the 8th seed with Steven Jackson, Monte Ellis, you know what I'm saying, and those guys,
We Believe Warriors,
Baron B Diddy and them. You know what I'm saying?
But the Nuggets, it's not too much of a stretch for the Nuggets. They was the 3 seed. So, like, as much as we are surprised, we really shouldn't be that surprised.
They're not supposed to be there, though. They're not supposed to be there, though. Like you said, 2, 3 ones. Niggas is not supposed to be there. You feel me? But let's roll on to this next one, bro. Miami, Boston predictions. Man, and just reaction from game 1, because we came on here and I did say I thought. We was in the text messages with it. I'm like, damn, I think Boston gonna win it, but I think Miami gonna put blood in their mouth first. But Cott, let me get your prediction, man. Is this gonna be a 4-game sweep? What is this? You know what I'm saying? I need to know what's going on with this.
Nah, it's for sure not gonna be a 4-game sweep.
Yeah,
I think I still got Miami coming out on top. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna emphasize a point that I said before the series. Bam Adebayo is the X factor in this series, and you see on the last.
Hey, hold on.
That block is crazy.
Because you just said something, and I feel you. He is the X factor, but dog, is that the greatest block we did? Because I ain't seen niggas say this. Like
it's
the
top,
greatest block we seen in the playoffs. This is the best block since LeBron shit. Like
top 5.
That is the best block in playoff history.
All right, I just want to
100%. And I will say it's right there with the LeBron. The LeBron block on Iggy was definitely, it was definitely up there. But I take this one because Nate, as a hooper, it is way harder to block a dunk than it is to block a layup. And as clean as he got that, if it would have been any cut, like, bro, that was one of the cleanest blocks I've ever seen.
Look, I'm not arguing that it's a top block. But the reason I wouldn't give it the best block is just because timing. Like, they in the the conference finals right now, that block was to seal it in game 7. Not seal it in game 7, but it really protected them from losing. Because if he would have made that layup, I mean, they would have been down 5, you feel me? But I'm not taking none away from that block for sure.
That was the game.
It was.
You know what I'm saying?
But if they lose this series, that block, it changed the block. But that's the reason I still give it the LeBron block, only because it pretty much sealed a game 7 in the finals. You feel me? This block can do the same thing though. Like that block was amazing, bro. Like I'm not hating at all. You feel me? That block was one of the best blocks I've ever seen in general, just off the soul flag. I thought Jalen was going to flush it. You feel me? I saw the little sports science numbers. They said it was like a 75%.
Bro, I would have tried to break that nigga hand in the goddamn
but yeah, Bam did his thing, bro. And like Koch said, I can agree Bam's the X factor because athleticism and presence. You feel me? But I think I got the Celtics probably winning tonight. I thought the Celtics played some really, really bad ball down the stretch. And the Heat played their best ball down the stretch. Like the Celtics, they for some reason they went away from their from like moving the ball and swinging it, down screens, cutting. They literally went to an ISO to dependent offense in like the last 5 minutes, and I don't think that that's their offense. I hopefully think Brad Stevens will make a change on that, but that Miami, they came out and fought again. You feel me? They got down. People probably thought the game was over. They was down like 10-12. Exactly.
And that's exactly
they came back and fought.
Miami team, bro. That's exactly what.
But I like that Celtics team too a lot because like they still fought too. You feel me? Like they weren't rattled when they came back. Like they still got it to OT. So I really just hope that we see a lot more games like that. But I do think the Celtics have some better basketball to play. Like I don't think they swung the ball enough at all. Like Kemba, he's a good ISO player for what it's worth. Same for Jason Tatum. But you at least want to try to get some easy looks early on in the shot clock. They were literally doing screen and roll with like 20 seconds left trying to force a switch, which is cool. I understand the strategy, but their offense is so much better when everybody's touching it, swinging it, so maybe they go away from that tonight or whenever any more clutch offense comes in. But Miami ain't no hoe, man. Like they really came back, fought, and I thought they took game 1 from the Celtics.
Kyle, you got anything else before I go?
I was gonna say they for sure took game 1, and I feel like that just Boston in itself, they're a very gritty team. I feel that's why I love this matchup right here because you got dudes like Marcus Smart who has evolved into my favorite defender hustle man of this generation. To me personally, and then Jimmy, just dogs on both sides. But I feel like it's gonna come down to Jimmy Buckets was making some big time offensive plays in the clutch, man.
Yeah, he was.
Sometimes in basketball, it's all about people's time. Jimmy has gone through the trenches. He coming up in the league. He's a proven vet now, and I feel like it's just his time. I feel like like I said previously, that core, that group that they have down in Miami is the perfect set of players, in my opinion, for their culture.
Fact.
Like this, the way that they're clicking, the way that they're hooping. I personally don't even think that they played well in the first half. Boston came out whooping them, cooking, and the fact that they still were able to pull that game out, I feel that's a huge momentum changer. That play at the end of the game was huge. So I still think it's going to be a tooth and nail. It's going to be a dog fight. But I like Miami coming out. I like Miami coming out on top of the end just because of what we saw in game 1. You know what I mean? And Boston has a great unit. I think the fact that they have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba, and Marcus Smart, those 4, I feel like that's a great core to have right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, they're still young. Tatum, 22. Jaylen Brown, 23. They got time. You know what I mean? So,
same for Miami.
Yeah, same for Miami. They have some youth around them as well.
They got a nice blend of vets.
I feel like Jimmy is really he's really gotten that team playing on another level. Tyler Hero came out
big time three last game.
Hey, my boy.
Yeah.
My boy. He came out
Booker.
Young White D Book. I'm putting it out here right now. White D Book. He is legit, man. And he's coming out. Kid's 20 years old, getting major minutes in the playoffs, making major plays. Hey, man, I don't know what else you want to see, man. I feel like he's the future star in the making between him, Bam. So I really just like that Miami core. This is a great series. I got it going. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7, in all honesty. just
Same.
because Boston ain't no hoe either. You know what I mean? Even though Miami, I'm rocking with them. That's definitely not going to be a cakewalk. So, game one was definitely everything that I expected. Super entertaining, and I'm excited. I'm getting my popcorn ready for the night, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Man, fact though, like I said, like I texted y'all and I had Boston winning the series in 7, but I definitely had Miami putting blood in their mouth first. But man, I don't know. I feel like whoever go down 2 games is over with. Whoever go down 2 games first is over with because these teams, but on both sides, either or, they built to when they foot on the gas. Not well, I ain't gonna say that about Boston because we did see them kind of let up with Toronto a little bit. Just what I'm saying, off that call game
Another
3.
good
But
team though too.
yeah, but when they foot on the gas, bro, they pressing it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no let up for them, especially Miami. So, like y'all said, I definitely think this would be a good one. I would be watching. To be honest with y'all, and I know they gonna had this not because they gonna start playing on separate days, but I'm gonna be tuned into this one more than I'm tuned into that Lakers Nuggets one. I ain't even gonna hold you because it's gonna let me know what I need to be expected for the finals. Like I think got his ball boy jersey.
I'm
dead. They trying to come for you, cop, bro.
Check out 101. Play me. I don't do no rapping.
Pull up.
He said pull up. DMV well known. You know what I'm talking about? But nah, I definitely think this would be a good series. Like I said, I'm gonna be watching this one closer than the Nuggets Lakers, just because this will let me know on either side, whoever come out the East, how far they could take it in the finals. You feel me? So I'll definitely be watching this one very close. But man, just to get into this next one, man, we gonna go into this Bradley Beal snub. Recently, he didn't get picked for the All-Star team. He didn't get picked for the All-NBA team. So I want to get y'all thoughts on, man, what's just going on with Bradley Beal? Do y'all think the politics are just keeping him out of everything? Or, do they have a reasonable decision not to have him playing right? Well, not in the All-NBA and the All-Star game. Cot, let me see what you got, bro.
Man, I definitely think my boy Brad was snubbed. He had an amazing year this year. And I really just, Nate, you made a great point in our message yesterday. The league really needs to come out with a criteria as to what these all NBA teams are based upon. Because I personally think that you can't always, basketball is a team sport. And in Bradley Beal's situation, a team like the Wizards who are looking to rebuild, they purposely didn't want to do well this year. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was purposely that like they were tank, but you can tell with just the roster build up.
It was in their best interest not to do well.
to not win as much. But Brad did his thing. Like he put up historical numbers. I don't know what else you would want from a player. To base the All NBA selection off of the person's circumstance, I feel like that's not right. I feel like you also have to take into account to personal performance because he did everything in his power that he could this year. You know what I'm saying, with the current circumstances. And 30-6, come on, bro. He was being compared to his stat line. The only people who put up those numbers was Jordan, Harden, and I forget the other great. But like, come on, bro. There's no way he doesn't even make a third team. Like, come on, man.
Something.
Yeah, man, that's bad. No All-Star game, no nothing. So,
yeah.
If you had to take somebody out, I would have put him in over Ben. I just Ben's numbers were cool, but it wasn't on Brad Beal's numbers. I know Russ was a little iffy, but Russ definitely he started doing this thing once they went to that small ball. But even that was just a stint of the season. It wasn't like it was the entire season. So I don't know, man. I definitely think that they missed the mark on this one, Brad. But I know Brad, so I think Brad he's just gonna use this fuel as fire. He's still a young guy. He still has a lot of time to make an All NBA team, another All Star game. So I feel like the Wizards, we have a nice young core right now, and you know what I mean. I like Rui Hachimura. We're getting John Wall back. So I feel like it's in due time he will definitely be recognize and make that mark.
Yeah. Man, I just think for me, man, it's just like what more can you, like, you know what I'm saying? What more do you have to do? You know, and it's like, if just like we all been talking about that Nate said, man, just being crystallized on the criteria of what it takes to be selected as all NBA, what it takes to be selected as an all-star player. You know, they definitely need to add clarity on that. But it's like, man, what more does it take, bro? You know what I'm saying? You averaging 30 and 6, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And granted, like you said, they weren't the best team, you know what I'm saying? But it was guys, I would put him over Russ in that. I ain't even gonna lie, I put him over man, being like you said. And I don't know, I wouldn't take Paul off just because what Paul did with OKC and helping them get to the 4th seed, but still. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal's work should definitely not go unnoticed. Even if he didn't get all NBA, you know what I'm saying? He should have got at least an all-star, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure that the Eastern players that were in the pool to get selected, definitely
Trae Young was an all-star.
He would have been gone. You know what I'm saying? For Bill, he would have been gone just off
Hey,
rip.
bro, and just off that tip alone, I swear they base it off the cloudy too, bro.
Well, there's a fan vote. The reserves are, it's like 50% fan vote. You feel me? Yeah. So the reserves are definitely a part. It's definitely a popularity. The starters are selected by the coaches, or I believe like a panel of 100 media members. So I mean, that one, you know, it's kind of out of our hands. But everybody else is kind of a lot about marketing and, you know, I guess, you know, market and stuff like that. So it definitely is a little bit of a popularity contest as well.
Man, if dog getting it off the popularity contest. My bad, Kyle. What you saying?
Brad is just more of a, you know what I'm saying, under the table type of dude. He doesn't do too much talking. He's not a big flashy guy. Just does his work, averages 30 and 6 and gets snubbed. You know what I'm saying?
Fact though.
It is what it is.
And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, even with Nate bringing up Trae Young, bro, like I said, he would have been the first one off. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, I definitely know, like you said, it has something to do with the fan vote as well. But shit, if that, you know what I'm saying, put Zaza Pachulia in there. Zaza had like 1.5 million votes. You feel me?
It's only 50%. Other people vote on the other 50, so that would never happen.
I feel you, but fuck it. But no. Like, man, Bill definitely should have got in there. Like you said, Kyrie is more of an under the radar type guy. In Atlanta, like I'm just gonna speak on what the Hawks have done this past season when they were before, like pre-COVID, they were just selling Trae Young as just like, all right, he's the show.
Guy.
You know what I'm saying? So he come out here, get 30, you know what I'm saying, and hit a couple niggas, you know, and they lose by 30. Who cares? You said what?
I was gonna say a couple half-court shots. And
who cares if they lose by 30? Because shit, we just seen Trae Young crossing niggas up, and maybe down the line, if they do something right with the salary cap and shit like that, maybe they get more pieces. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they sold Trae Young as this year. You feel me? And I feel like, bro, I don't know. Bill should have got in there, bro, just off tenure and just what he did, bro. Niggas ain't out here dropping 30 and 6 and just normal, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't not all stars, not dropping 30 and 6 around this motherfucker. But, man, Nate, let me get your thoughts, man.
I'm going to have to agree with y'all on the all-star tip. I definitely think he should have made the all-star team, especially, you know, like you just said, Trae Young was on there. So that's, you know, he's definitely better than Trae Young right now in their careers, I believe, you know, a little bigger. He takes over games. I think they definitely still made the playoffs, or no. Did they? No, they didn't. They were close to.
They were in the bubble though.
Yeah, they were at least in the bubble.
Yeah.
All NBA, I'm gonna have to say I won't call this one a snub because like the first team, I pretty much agree with the entire first team. You got AD, LeBron, Giannis, Jay Harden, and Luka. And then the second team, you had, let me read it right here.
Oh, Dame, Kawhi, Siakam, and Jokic.
Yeah, and this year I can agree with that. Literally, you know, the only questionable one for me is Russell Westbrook because, you know, I thought he missed a lot of games. And even when he was hot, you know, he was hot for a very small stint, like Kai said. But I think, you know, we were talking in our messages the other day that they need to define, like, what the criteria is. And I think they did with this one. Like they showed, if you're not in the playoffs, most likely you're not going to get an All-NBA spot.
Yeah.
Like you got to think there's only 15 slots on the All-NBA, and they're reserved kind of by position. Like each team has to have two guards and like 3 forwards. So I don't think that I would take out who was it? I don't think I'd take out Chris Paul or Dame. I thought they really deserved that. I wouldn't take out Jason, Jimmy, or Ben, because Ben did a great job on the defensive end this year, led the league in steals by also almost averaging double-digit assists, though, too, and still like around that 20-point range. And, they were in the playoffs. But, I really like Bradley's game. I feel like he's one of the most exciting players to watch in the league, especially when he's hot. I think he doesn't get enough credit for his playmaking ability as well. Averaging 30 when people are boxing, wanting you, and still averaging 6 assists, passing out to guys that aren't really considered shooters. That's pretty large feat. Like he's really good. I think he gets in a better situation. He'll get the love he deserves. However, I think they really did define it. Like we're only going to pick players on teams that have a chance to win something this year. And, I can kind of agree with that because I do think certain awards need to prioritize winning. Like same with the MVP. Like you're not going to get – those are MVP type numbers, 30 and 6, But if you're not on a winning team, like how valuable is that? You feel me? And that's kind of my issue why people always were saying like Jay Harden deserved it like last year and stuff. When Giannis and them had the number 1 seed, I'm like, shit. He averaged 6 more points than Giannis, but Giannis got like 10, 15 more wins. So in that case, I would definitely reward the winner. All-Star, I don't think it should be like that. I think All-Star should be your best 24 players. So Bradley Beal is definitely in that top 24 for me. Domantas Sabonis, he was a cool selection. I guess you got to have big men in there.
Been out of there too.
But you got to have big men. So I guess by that criteria, I understand. But Bradley definitely deserves All-Star nod. Consistent All-Star.
They ain't doing like those stuffs in the All-Star game, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, they're not. But
get his ass up out of here.
But
even though real quick, Nate, like we said, well, not you, because you ain't really feel like you got snubbed like that, but shit, it's going to be even tighter next year because you got Kyrie, Clay coming back. Like, bro, shit just ain't going to be great. Then you got
Kevin Durant.
You got Durant coming along. You got Kyrie, then whatever Jamal Murray may be. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he may be all NBA, but he's coming along.
No, you're right, bro. I'm telling
possible.
you.
Donovan Mitchell. So niggas, the shit gonna get tight out here. You feel me? So
but that's the thing with the NBA. Like the NBA has always been that talented.
I ain't even gonna hold you.
15 players out of you got 30 probably really, really good players in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like really, really all-star caliber type guys. You could make an argument for. It really is, bro. Hey, hold up. Somebody talking about. I am salty about the Clippers. Fuck them loser ass niggas. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through, bro, with that franchise. You don't know. You ain't even see that first 3-1 lead. I was there when we blew that 20-point lead in Game 6 to the Rockets. Niggas don't know where I've been through.
I was looking at Kai earlier, bro, because I was dying on the inside. I'm like, bro, this nigga done went for like 25 minutes dolo, bro.
Letting all out.
Bro, honestly, man, fuck him.
Fuck him for real. But nah, just let me get into this Well, we gonna save the hottest coaching gig for next week. I want to get into something because I just was looking at the salary caps a lot in these past 2 days, and I want to ask y'all, what do salary cap issues affect teams' future success? And Nate, I'm gonna start off with you, bro.
What? Can you ask that question one more time?
Will salary cap issues affect teams' future success? So let me actually start it off. So like, from what I was just looking, I'm like, man, like you got teams like Milwaukee Bucks, they're over luxury. You know what I'm saying? You got teams like the Golden State Warriors, they silly. They 148 million already on the books for next year. You know what I'm saying? So that's big luxury tax. But then, because usually the teams that have a lot of room to wiggle are teams that are like not shit teams. But the one team that stood out to me was the Miami Heat, and they only have
their talent is young.
They only have 82 million on that, so they could really go out and grab a piece or two. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the future is setting up for Miami to prevail. And I looked at New York. because New York has like 57 million on the books, man. My nigga already
Ain't nobody going to play for James Dolan, man.
man.
Nobody's playing for James.
I'm gonna keep my hopes high, but I just already know what we gonna do with that money. Like we ain't gonna do nothing with that money. But teams like the Miami Heat are in good positions to, you know what I'm saying, sign one or two good pieces along to help that young core out there take it to the next level. Because you got Bam out there next year. He on the books for $5 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got
rookie scale contracts. That's why
got,
you gotta if you have young players that are good and ready, you gotta put the money in now. That's what the Warriors did. They had Steph Curry on that. That was probably the best contract in NBA history. You had an MVP making less than Klay Thompson at that point because he just didn't get his money his re-up just yet. So you gotta spend the money to build around.
Yeah, and I like I said, man, like
might be the best contract in NBA history.
What'd you say, Cut?
Luka Doncic might be the best contract in NBA history.
Facts, because he's on a rookie contract.
Them too, you know what I'm saying? And
Ron was too early on. Sure.
That's another team I was looking at. Like, man, like they got some room to do a little something. And you know, like I said, bro, you got teams like the Warriors, like Milwaukee, like the Clippers, like who else on here? Like the Rockets, even Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be tight in these next couple years for them. So I feel like it's all like almost the cap is almost pigeonholing them to a situation to where, all right, we know what we about to do, and maybe I think teams already know, like, all right, fuck, we ain't about to do shit this year, but we paying all these niggas these money. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like having more mobility within the cap would definitely allow teams to have a greater future. Because, you know, before you had stepped out earlier, we were just talking about player options. If it was me, fuck all that, nigga. We team op. It's on us if we want, like even with Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward got a player option for $30 million. You got Otto Porter with a player option for $28 million. You got Kelly Olynyk, even in Miami, for a player option for $15 million. They count that towards 82, so they still got wiggle room. But shit, if they didn't have that, if that was a team option, shit, he's out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, or we could re you up at a lower cost. You know what I'm saying? Like 7 or something. Like you ain't about to get no 15 out here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I definitely just want to see better from these front offices, bro, because I feel like front offices are just settling. And I know, like you said, Nate, earlier, it is a minimum that they have to give out to players. But if they have to just, you know what I'm saying, overpay for that nigga for 1 year, get his ass up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be feeding a nigga like Otto Porter. This nigga, bro, I don't know what the Wizards was doing. You feel me? And I don't know what the Bulls was doing for picking that nigga up. You know what I'm saying? But shit,
well, look,
this nigga's out.
The player option is not, honestly, it's not really a great move for a team right now. But in the future, it's a good move because think about it, right? So if Gordon Hayward, which he is going to opt into that like $28 million or whatever it is, that's $28 million. That's $28 million that you can now move to a team that's trying to offload some salary long term or short term, right? So a team like the Knicks, right? You feel me? Maybe the Knicks gave some Celtics some assets to take on that $28 million, and next year they'll just let them walk with that player option. So you always got to appease to the players, but the salary cap is always an interesting thing, man. Like teams that work around that salary cap well are usually the ones that succeed. Like we talked about the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nets. Like, yeah, they may not have so much salary cap flexibility, but that's because their best players are in like their primes of their careers. And most owners, they're willing to pay that luxury tax because it's like, why not? Like Steve Ballmer paying an extra $28 million on luxury tax, nothing, and that's the same for most of these owners. They're making that back. But the team I want to really see make some moves is Phoenix. They only have one player to me in their prime under like a long-term deal, and that's Devin Booker. So I think Phoenix can go in there and really kind of reconstruct their roster a little bit, add some pieces while Ayton's still pretty young. Oubre, still pretty young. He's not up for that next contract just yet.
That's the last year for Oubre coming up.
Exactly. So, you re him up on a longer term deal, maybe a little less expensive. I think the Nuggets can go out there and try to make a move too. They already put their money back into Jamal and Jokic, but obviously that proved to work out. But they got a lot of guys too. I think Paul Millsap's contract is coming to an end. They paying him close to like $30 million a year
30,
right now.
35, 30.5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see them do something with that. Maybe bring him back on a smaller deal and kind of fortify that front court a little more. I think the team that's going to be most screwed by the salary cap is the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, Elton Brand, he was just way too over aggressive spending. You know, just he's like impulse buying. Like he was at the mall, like, oh, this looks nice, this looks nice, this looks nice. Like he put too much down.
One thing, they just add numbers behind what you're saying, because that is true. When you look at all these other teams that say like the Warriors, even the Warriors, with them being strapped down to because 2021, 2022, they looking at 158. But outside of them, nigga, the Sixers are over 140 for the next 3 years already. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing else. It's 140 all the way. Tobias gonna get damn near 40 a year.
He's not even an all-star, a consistent all-star. He's never been an all-star. So for them to offer that much money, you know, that was just a sign of inexperience to me from Elton Brand, and that'll haunt the franchise. But like you said, the Knicks on the opposite end, you know, I rarely give credit to the Knicks, but they've done a pretty good job with salary cap management. They signed, even though they signed all them forwards and vets and stuff to these, what we looked at as like big deals, they signed them only for like 2 to 3 years with the hope that maybe they can convince somebody in 2021. So they set their franchise up to at least have the option to pitch to somebody. I don't think anybody will go there, but, you know, they've set themselves up to be able to at least offer some big time packages. And another team I think that's pretty interesting that has probably a large salary cap is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though they haven't done shit, they probably are very close to that luxury tax spending line because they've already maxed out.
They're right at $97 million. And
exactly. They're already maxed out Cat and D'Angelo. So, you know, they're looking maybe at adding a draft pick or maybe trading that draft pick for another player. They're going to be pretty close to that luxury tax line. So
see, and hold on, before I let you in here, Kat, this is another thing. Like how I was talking about the player option, this nigga James Johnson on the line for Minnesota for $16 million, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Resign him and trade him. Load it
these
up.
Niggas are what are they? Mid-level. What is it? What was that shit they got? That's
the like mid-level exception.
Yeah, like these niggas are mid-level exception players, bro. Like, stop overpaying for these niggas, bro. Like, but man, Kyle, let me get you in here.
Man, y'all made some great points. Salary cap can definitely be the difference between winning and losing the franchise. Managing that money is critical. I feel like it's tough sometimes because you look at a guy's potential. For instance, let's take Tobias Harris. I feel like that move was just it wasn't that. I feel like
they was smoking a whole bunch of gas on that one.
Right. I feel like Elton Brand looked at that lineup and was like, man, this could really be a contender. But nah, it's not.
It's the hitter.
How high was Elton Brand, bro?
He was off that Snoop Dogg pack, boy.
Man.
Yeah, but it's definitely critical to manage your spending with these players. But as far as, I mean, you guys really hit everything nail on the head. I think Miami has done a great job. It's beautiful when you can get a young guy, some young talent, and get them in on that rookie skill deal, and they perform for you, man. That's really great. Like I brought up Luka Doncic, and like Dallas, they have I'm not sure what's their cap looking like right now.
Dallas, they sitting they got 108 on the books for next year, but they got a player option with Tim Hardaway for 18.9.
He's taking it.
Yeah, definitely.
They're all taking that.
But they got a little whoever they could find that could take this little 12.7 for Courtney Lee contract because his shit ending this season. So
it has ended. You find a solid piece for that
for 12. That's not bad.
No state tax. That's like Cot. I'm happy you said that. No state tax, bro.
No state tax down there. So I mean, it definitely, you know what I mean. It definitely all plays a role, plays a factor. So a lot of these teams, like it's sad for a team like who was that you just like Philly?
Philly.
I feel like they're really just in a bad place right now. But I mean, it's that handling that money and managing that cap is critical, man. And I think a team like Miami, even though I was raving about them, I feel like they're in a great position to pick up another piece. If you bring somebody like Giannis down there, yo, they can.
Let me hit on this one thing, Cot.
I ain't gonna
piggyback on that real quick. One thing that Cot's saying that's like really crazy, and all the people, the places he's pointing to, like it's really critical for teams to have good player development, like he said, so you can have those young guys on those cheap contracts early on. And like the best teams with player development in the league right now, Miami, OKC, and Golden State. You feel me? Because everybody that comes into Golden State, they figure out how to play. They learn how to play their system. You feel me? Like people forget, bro. Steph, Clay, and Draymond were drafted within a 4-year span. Like that's amazing player development. You feel me? Like that's having a good eye, being able to scout talent well. Exactly.
Great scouting.
That's what Miami's done. They've created that spirit of hard work because they reward hard workers. Like that dude, De Silva, that plays for them. Nobody really heard about him coming out of South Carolina, but he plays hard. He's an athlete. You feel me? Kendrick Nunn was in the G League for Santa Cruz. Any other team could have picked him up. You know,
Duncan Robinson averaged less than 10 points in Michigan.
Exactly.
So
you gotta invest in your player development. I mean, if I was a GM, that's the first thing I'm switching up about any team. Like I want my players, whoever I draft in here, they may not be the most talented, but can they fit in our system and work hard? Like those are the most important keys to building a contender.
Facto, man. Also, man, just one team I think just to watch out for, like I mentioned them earlier, is just Atlanta, but they're on the books for next year for $59 million right now. But of course, you still, like you said, with developing talent. Not that Trae Young needed to be anything that needs to be developed coming in, but he's on 6.5 next year. Then the year after that, he got a player option for 8.3. So it's like, they definitely have some things that can fall in their directions. But man, I don't got nothing else on this. Y'all got anything else on this before we get up out of here?
Hey man, let's bring up this one topic, man. What y'all think about John Wall, man? What's y'all take on that, man?
Man, I ain't even gonna lie. Wall coming back. I ain't even gonna lie. Hot take. I see 26 and 5 and 6 or something.
Okay.
I see that for him.
I see J Wall coming back 18, 8, and 3 with like 5 gang signs a game. You feel me? Five throwing up gang signs a game. That's what I see from John Wall. You feel me? Blooding the whole thing out. But look, I'm gonna say I ain't mad at him either. Be who you are, but just know who your company is, and don't let videos like that leak, bro. And especially don't be throwing up the red flag. It's cool to throw up a little gang sign, bro. Like that's cool and all. You really acting and all, but bro, don't be throwing up the red flag on video, nigga. You are a $40 million man. You a hooper, bro. Your brand is critical. You have a shoe. You have a shoe deal, bro. Just be smarter. You feel me? Gang bang, but gang bang smart. That's all I got on.
I feel like most definitely, like you said, just athletes in general, man. I feel like this is just something that Jay Wall needs to stop letting his gang affiliated piece. I feel
facts. It shouldn't leak. That's all.
He just needs to. I mean, because players are who they are. You know what I'm saying? Players have lives before they get in the league. Like, man, this D Rose. You know what I'm saying? GD. You got KG, Vice Lord. You got just a group of players. You know what I'm saying? That live lives before the NBA. But like you all said, it's just things that you making real money now. You know what I'm saying? And that don't bring you no real money. So and not saying that you gotta say F that, you know what I'm saying? Because you probably still got love for that. But it's just like you just got to know what you're doing, at the end of the day. And if it's not, just stop having cameras around you, bro. Like I that's one thing I just don't know. I just don't understand what people, not even superstars or celebrities, but just people in general. You'll convict yourself because you're going to record it. You know what I'm saying? Like people just got it. It's like a sick, I don't know what it is. It's a sick addiction to having a phone just up and, you know what I'm saying, just up while you doing stuff, whether that's while you on vacation or anything like that. People just have a sick addiction for it, and just put the phone down, bro. Just live.
But the thing about the video is John Wall made the phone come back to him. to show the red bandana. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like at that point, you just being a little thirsty for the camera. You feel me? Like, all right, bro, throw up your B's. You feel me? Throw up whatever you want to throw up, bro. But don't make the camera come back to you to gangbang again. Like you just double down on your mistake. Then you go and apologize. Like, bro, don't apologize for banging.
I wouldn't apologize.
Don't apologize. You are who you are, but just stop making the same mistakes.
Right. I feel like that apology was a little like, come on, man. You not. That's something you don't apologize for, man. It's how you live. You know what I mean?
Are you in it or you not?
Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. What's most hurtful to me is because his reputation was already on the decline because of the initial reason when he got injured. I used to see John Wall in Rose Bar in the clubs and shit. You know what I mean? It's
stadium.
Like my man was first on Rose Bar, bro. Like come on, bro. So and then you get a second questionable injury after coming off an ACL. You're at your house.
Slipped and fell on the stairs
on a baby toy.
On a baby toy, like come on, bro. To me, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he was drunk and got you know what I mean. So I don't know. It's just that it's even more disappointing when you see a guy who didn't learn their lesson from the first one. You know what I mean? Like you said, bro, John Wall, you face a franchise, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, a lot of people look up to you and everything. I'm not gonna say like you said, dudes. You gonna live your life off the court. I'm not saying that like that's what you come from. That's what you know. I'm not saying give it all the way up, but be more smart about who you're hanging out with. Like you said, putting that stuff on camera. Like, just make sure that shit never gets out. So no one can ever, you know what I'm saying, criticize you on that behalf. But now you're giving even more fuel to the fire, and like I can't even show any sympathy for a guy like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like bro, you're hurting your own image, and then like I said, to come out and apologize. If it was me, I just say stand on that shit. You know?
Got to,
because it's like, bro, like what's an apology? It's not like you
apologize for being who you are.
You gotta figure out which side of the coin you want to be on. Like him apologizing makes it seem like he's just trying to appeal too hard to the media, as opposed to him just standing on his own too. He would have appealed more to the real niggas. Like, all right, he did that shit. He didn't apologize. He is who he is.
Like you playing both sides, bro. Like come on, you gotta pick. You
gotta choose
up, bro. So it was a little disappointing, especially as a Wizards fan. I was hoping he comes back. You know what I mean? It's to the John Wall of old, if not better. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I'm not going to say that it's going to be detrimental to his performance on the court because like
he's not at all. He's up on the court.
Yeah, he did, man. That ain't gonna change his hooping.
I think right now the way to change the narrative and to clear the slate is to come back out killing. Like you come back next year killing, then I won't have nothing to say about that video. Anything you do off the court. But if you come back out slumming, now it's like, hey, he was out partying, smoking, drinking, you know.
Bomb.
Yeah, you know what I mean, with his game. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just more fuel to the fire, more reason for somebody to criticize him, man. And I just think he needs to be smarter in situations like that.
Yeah, and like you said, man, he had a lot of time off, so it shouldn't be no reason. I'm waiting for KD to come back myself. You feel me? Because he didn't have a gang of time off, and he could have been ready before the bubble. Well, at the start of the bubble, but you know what I'm saying. But Wall too, though. But I don't know, bro. It's just like you said. You just got to be cognizant of your surroundings and definitely just pay attention of everything. One thing I can say, since you did bring up Wall, I don't know if Shock Glizzy dropping on Friday or what. Well, but
the 18th.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be ready to tune into that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got anything else though?
Nah, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all for checking in with me again, man. Like I said, man, this whole production is being sponsored by TOV Sports, man. So make sure you go over there, check them out. IG, Twitter, YouTube, Stitcher, Breaker, Apple, all that. So make sure you go over there, check that out. And this whole podcast is being presented to you by National Sports Chat. So you make sure you go over there, follow us, tune into the campaign, man. I've been dropping a lot of clips lately on the Micah and Friends podcast page. So make sure you go over there, holler at us for sure. And I don't have anything else, man. Just make sure y'all keep you know what I'm saying, out here paying attention to this bubble, watch some of this football. But other than that, I don't got nothing else, man. But we probably are the bubble post game recap too. So we definitely hitting y'all in the head with that. We got one coming tonight. We gonna recap that game 7, and we definitely gonna recap the game 1 of the Heat Boston. So make sure y'all tune in for that. But other than that, man, we checking in and we checking out, man. Mike and Friends podcast. We in the building, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's something you can't understand. How I just keep killing, man. I'm from the South Rim, spinning like ceiling fans, gambling with life, no complaining about the dealer hand. Back when niggas used to ride around the Dipset, now these cops will shoot you on your live. That's